Alright guys, imagine it's 63 degrees on a Tuesday. Our water temperature is 70 degrees. The screen shows a 6-pounder and it's parked right here in a dinner plate divot. Well, the old me would idle right on past without ever even knowing. I'll tell you what the new me does. The new me drops a ball head minnow, watches that blue dot twitch and roll, and bam, fish on. That single eat rewired countless years of my confidence. For the next 365 days, I yanked my mapping chip out, turned off every other screen that I had, and I ran nothing but forward-facing sonar. No 2D, no down imaging, no side scan. You can call it a stunt. I call it a master's degree in real-time bass fishing. Alright guys, here's the cliff notes. What's gold, what's glitter, and the 4 screen tells that I learned this year that now fill my catch board faster than any of my old graphing techniques ever did. You ask why I did something this stupid? Well, to be honest with you, I was bored fishing the same points, the same 5 milk run waypoints, catching the same 2-pound fish day after day, and kayak tournaments, well, they kind of felt like scratch-off tickets. You win some, you lose some. So I made a dumb rule for myself. I'll put my head down, I lock that transducer right over here down on forward-facing sonar, and I cast only at fish that I could see. Now the first day, I went 9 hours without ever making a cast. Every blob to me looked like a carp or a gar or buffalo, but tell you what, by week 3, I could tell you a difference in a bass and a turtle, a carp, a gar, or a buffalo. Somewhere around month number 4, well, the screen stopped looking like I was playing Pac-Man and turned into a remote control pond. The old school way of thinking is find the stumps, find the weed lines, find the brush piles, and you'll find the fish. I'll tell you what, forward-facing sonar, it flips it. It's mood first, address second. I've watched suspended fish 30 feet off of the bottom and 45 feet of water just sit there and hover like they were zombies until one shad wandered through, and then it was Hiroshima, baby. It was blowing up. I bet you'll never see that on down imaging. Some of the things I've learned this year is bass aren't always facing into the current like everybody's always told you. They ain't always out deeper no matter what the season is, and they definitely are not always ambushing bait. Sometimes they're just window shopping. You drop something shiny in the checkout line and they'll just bite it from pure habit. I've learned 4 screen tells that I now use every trip I go on to fill my catch board or my live well. Tell number 1, it's what I like to call the pulse. A bass core tightens right before it sucks in the bait. Now that fish will shine about 10% brighter for 1 to 2 seconds right before you see it eat. And you'll learn to see it. Just swing on those fish. I've landed 73% of those ghosts with that very tail. The second tail, I like to call it the hover gap. Catchable bass sit inside a 1 to 2 foot elevator above or below bait balls. If you're 5 seconds too soon or 5 seconds too late, so 5 seconds outside of that zone, then you need to change your cadence or your color, or you're just going to be yelling at the screen. It'll be so frustrating, you won't believe it. Tell number 3 is what I like to call the turn. Guys, the turn, a perpendicular fish is a curious fish. If they turn and go nose on, that fish is committed. Recast to that looker. stop the trolling motor and chill on a stalker. Okay, if you have one that's just stalking, recast to that sucker. Tail number 4, and the best one yet, is the fish that just vanishes. One of two things happen. It either spooked or it inhaled your bait. So give that rod 3 quick cranks. If that rod loads, you got a fish on. If nothing, pitch that sucker back in there. If you got a smaller profile, that'll work good too. He's still there. He's just playing hard to get, guys. Now, guys, I had several baits that actually worked for me this year, but here's the baits that actually moved the needle for me this year. You can call it nerdy if you want to, but I kept a spreadsheet. I'm a numbers person. Jerk baits, they cashed 42% of my checks on 4-pound plus bass this year, but only when I'd let it die for about a 4 count, then they would hit it. Now wintertime, they're a different story. That belonged to the ball head jig minnow. Caught 19 bass this winter over 5 pounds. Every single one of them ate on the initial presentation as well. Now here we are in September. I'm throwing a 1-ounce swim bait on a 3/0 hook, and I'm counting that baby down, letting it sink just till the bait kisses the top of the brush pile or the school of fish I'm after. If you miss that by 2 feet, buddy, I mean, it'll be sitting there like they're watching Netflix. Now here's an important one, guys. Here's the important thing. I learned boat position. Well, that's a cheat code, guys. Everybody ignores that. Quit spinning that trolling motor like you're out DJing at some block party for the weekend. Lock that baby down, set you a compass heading, fish straight lines. I like to fish about 50 or 75 yards in open water, because open water fish, they spook horizontally. If they stay level, they can't hide and they can't vanish. So I ran 50-yard runs, 20 yards apart, and I'd slide back through there the second pass after I seen those fish, and my conversion rate on those very fish was 3 to 1. First, I think, is because they already labeled me as harmless, because I didn't cast on them. I was just looking. So here's your pro tip, guys. Keep your shadow off of the pond. A moving cloud, well, that's a big screen neon sign saying, get gone, guys. That ain't right. And here's a big secret that none of the forward-facing sonar guys will tell you. There's a time to power that baby down, all right? Them pings off of that transducer, well, they're like little tiny jackhammers. So if I get under 8 foot of water and I'll drop my range to about 40 foot, I'll turn my gain down to about 60. You can still watch them bass flare at 25 feet if you're not real quiet and real careful. So if you're hunting a tank like I am, black that screen out for 5 minutes, but store that last frame in your head, and then creep up on that spot and cast blind. 5 of my 10 biggest fish ate within 90 seconds of silence, doing this very technique, guys. Quiet, well, that's a lure too. Now, guys, I'm going to share with you the numbers that nobody has wanted to share with you. This year I fished 132 days. I caught 1,047 fish over 14 inches, 53 over 5 pounds, 7 over 7, and 2 over 9. My hookup to land ratio was 78%. So from the time I seen that fish to gripping and grinning was 4 minutes and 11 seconds. If you compare that to my pre-forward facing sonar days on the same lake, best I had was 92 days, 27 fish over 5 pounds. Man, you guys can call it a video game, you can call it cheating, you can call it whatever you want to. I call them numbers right there vulgar statistics. Hey guys, if one of these tails just dinged a light bulb with you, y'all reach over and smash that subscribe button. Let's talk about the things no one wants to talk about, guys. Let's talk about the mental damage. I forgot how to fish relaxed this year. Every flat now looks like a radar screen to me. I'm sweeping from left to right and right to left, even when I'm skipping docks, all right? But I will tell you, All the guessing is gone. I know exactly how many targets are out in front of me, which ones are catchable, and how long it's going to take to catch them, just by the way they're acting. So fishing for me has turned more into a math problem. I tell you what though, you still can't bed fish with forward-facing sonar. That parallax jacks depth, and I'm telling you what, I will blow fins every time. I can't tell a 3-pounder from a 5-pounder on a return size unless they're sharing the screen with bait. Then I can tell. And I still miss those shallow water crankbait bites and blow-ups. Sometimes the lure outruns the cone and the fish blast in from the side and you never see it. You never see it coming. Guess that'll be homework for year 2. Getting better at scanning left and right and knowing what's in front of me, guys. So guys, what I'm trying to say here is you don't need 365 days of dedication to learn forward-facing sonar. Just give yourself 4 trips and learn these things. Learn the hover gap. Learn to master the pulse. Lock at heading. Run those 50-yard lanes 20 yards apart. Kill that screen in 8 foot of water and feel your heart explode when that shadow hammers your swim bait. Do that and you'll get why I haven't flipped a single jig at a stump since wintertime, guys. I done this forward-facing sonar for a year and I literally crushed every personal best I have with the exception of catching a fish over 1172. Guys, drop your biggest forward-facing sonar headache in the comments. I look at every one, I respond to every one. And guys, if you are new at forward-facing sonar and you want my exact seasonal gain, color palette, range settings and everything, drop me a line in the comments. I'll hook up with you and get those to you. Guys, as always, I want you to be safe out there. Always, always wear your life jacket. I want to wish you tight lines, guys, and remember, if you can see them, you can probably catch them. Till next time, I'm John. I'm out of here, guys.